Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's edition of Advanced Bass Fishing, and much appreciated you guys making some time out of your day to spend with me on the video. We're going to be talking about fishing creature baits today. How to rig them, where you want to fish them at, the difference between a Texas rig creature bait and a Texas rig plastic worm. And the reason I wanted to do this, guys, is a creature bait like this, a Texas rig creature bait, is one of the best summertime lures. And at the time of filming this video, we're in the first part of June, so this is going to be a really big player over the next few months. So we're going to get you guys some good juice on that in today's episode. Also, guys, real quick before we get started, just wanted to remind you about the Father's Day sale on my Solar Bat Series RB2 and RB3 series glasses, my signature series glasses. You can get them at 30% off between now and Father's Day. And any purchase over $98, you get a free pair of Solar Bat safety glasses with that. So I'll put the link in the description. And guys, I also have my Fish the Moment lake map breakdowns up on the site right now. We got our summer maps available. Great resources, guys, to get you some good spots on your favorite lakes. So I'll put all those links in the description. Really appreciate that. Okay, let's get into this a little bit here. I want to talk a little bit first about the difference between a Texas rig creature bait and a Texas rig plastic worm. The main difference with this is the profile of the bait. Creature baits are like this. They're more compact. They're more like a crawdad. Smaller profiles, and plastic worms, obviously different lengths on there. So when you're talking in terms of a lure category, it is a soft plastic, but it's a completely different profile. Now, soft plastic profiles appeal to bass differently at different times of the year, considering things like water temperature, water clarity. And there's something about a creature bait that the fish really like a creature bait in the summertime when you fish in shallow water. Now, worms are also good in the summertime of the year, but I really like to fish worms in a little bit deeper structure. For me, plastic worm fishing in the summer is like fishing brush piles, a little deeper brush piles, out off the ends of points, a little bit deeper water. But this is my main tool right here for flipping and pitching around shallow cover. I'll mix it up with the jig a little bit, but the creature bait definitely gets my most of the workload here. Okay, now the main difference with this, I want to show you guys a little bit the rigging on here, how I want to set it up and the ideal scenario with it. First of all, the hook's a little different. I'm going to use a straight shank Gamakatsu G Finesse heavy cover worm hook. I'll link all this stuff in my Tackle Warehouse link if you want to get set up on it. You want a straight shank hook with a creature bait for sure. And then on my sinker, I usually go a little bit heavier in the sinker in the summertime of the year. So my main sinker size is going to be 3/8 ounce to a 1/2 ounce. This is a half here. And then I will peg it just with a round toothpick. Now, I've tried different pegging systems, guys, and I've experimented a lot, but you can't beat just a round toothpick. And one of the reasons I like a toothpick is that based upon how far you put it up inside of the sinker, you can make the sinker really tight or you can make it as loose as you want. So I really like that aspect. The sinker will not fray your line, the toothpick won't fray your line. That's just the way that I set it up so I do peg it all the time because I am pitching and flipping. And most of the time I'm using 25-pound test Seagar and Vizex line. You don't have to go light with a creature bait. Simply, plus on top of that, using a heavier sinker. So just don't even try anything else. Go to 25-pound test fluorocarbon, 3/8 or 1/2 ounce sinker, straight shank Gamakatsu hook. Okay, the difference here is if you guys have seen my plastic worm videos, let me show you how I rig a plastic worm, and then I'll show you the creature bait different. On a plastic worm, I come through just like regular, but then I hook it in the side of the worm like that. And the reason I do this is because you get a better hook set and the worm will handle that. Just skin hook it on the side. But you can't really do that on a creature bait because if you try to skin hook it on the side of a creature bait, let me show you here what I mean. The bait does not fall correctly. So if I try to like skin hook it to the side like that on a creature bait, it makes the bait, when it falls at a crooked angle. So I want the bait to fall like this. I want it to fall flat through the water column, just like that. So what I want to do with it, I'm going to rig it straight through the middle, and I'll bring it all the way out through the back side, and then I'll just barely put that tip back in there just to make it weedless. That way, I've got more of a planing scenario where the thing will fall completely straight. And another thing with this, guys, is you want to sort of play with it a little bit and make sure that your creature bait is as straight as possible. So make sure that your sinker on there is centered as straight as you can get it. It just makes for a lot more compact setup. But that's the setup with my creature bait. The two creature baits that I use are the Zoom Z Hog or the Zoom Z Craw. A lot of people use a beaver, but this is the basic style of it. Now, color selections here, let me talk a little bit about that. I keep it pretty basic on colors based upon my water clarity. I only really use 4 different colors in the summertime. Black and blue is really hard to beat if that water visibility is under, say, 1.5 feet or so. 1.5 feet of visibility, especially if you got a low light day, heavy cover, black and blue is real good. If I have a water condition where it's dirty, like the water visibility is under 12 inches or even 6 inches, dirty water, I use the black neon, black with red flake. And then if the water visibility is over about 1.5 feet or 2 feet, I'm going to use the green pumpkin and I'm going to dye the tail chartreuse. And if the water visibility is over 3 or 4 feet, clear water, I'm going with the watermelon. Now there's not much difference between a watermelon and a green pumpkin, but a watermelon will definitely get you a lot more bites if that water's really, really clear. Like right now down at Table Rock, there's a lot of flooded bushes in the water. Water's still clear. You still have 5 or 6 foot of visibility, and I've been using the watermelon down there with some pretty good success. So I keep it really simple with that. Now, the thing about a creature bait that is a little bit different than a worm is a good lure to fish sort of just open water cover, or not even cover, but open water. So you can fish a worm like on ledges, drop-offs, out off the end of points, around docks. But when it comes to a creature bait, I want this bait to be over something most of the time or in and around some type of heavy cover. So therefore, for me, a creature bait is like to flip into flooded cover, flooded bushes, flooded trees, lay down trees in the water, complex logs with limbs on them, and any type of aquatic vegetation. Probably my favorite aquatic vegetation to fish a creature bait on in the summertime is lily pads. These things are deadly in lily pad fields. So lily pads, gator grass, water willows, cattails, whatever you have is going to be really good with that. But it's pretty simple, guys. It's just a basic lure category, lure profile difference on there. Try some creature baits this summer. Again, I'll link all this stuff in my Tackle Warehouse link, and hope it helps you guys catch some good ones. We'll talk later.